I shared some concerns online recently and submitted some concrete ideas to move the needle, which is probably a bad term, but that seemed to resonate with a large number of local residents. We have dirty needles on the slides at our beautiful parks where kids can no longer play. Our library is inaccessible to the residents and has been taken over. Our streets and wooded areas where you cannot see, and the trails are littered with trash, needles, and human waste. Companies can't recruit talent based on the optics of our city, and our educated youth, like you just heard, are choosing to build their roots elsewhere due to the direction that this city is going. And I could go on regarding the current results. Does anyone here understand the cost to the hospital for flying in temporary staff? It's like 4x. Developers, entrepreneurs, and builders are taking their capital elsewhere to the socialist policies and lack of support for businesses. Our schools are dropping in their rankings. And then to cap it off, the hardworking taxpayers are asked for more taxes and new property assessments for 19% increases for these wonderfully atrocious results. Your intentions don't matter, the results matter. And right now the results speak for themselves and they are trending in a negative direction. And if the city was a company, people would be fired for these lack of results and transparency. Results are from policy decisions, which are made by people, and those people have to be held accountable. We need leaders, and leaders make tough decisions, like 1 for 100 needle exchange. Someone needs to say, that makes no sense. We should probably go to a 1-to-1. And if you need to ask forgiveness, ask forgiveness. We can't hand out needles like candy. No more panhandling, loitering, and shopping cart theft, walking in our streets with people shooting up in the streets. One set of laws for everybody. Why is there 2 sets of laws? If I claim to be homeless, I have a different set of laws than if I am homed. That makes no sense. Taking away the natural laws and individual consequence for choices made is stealing people's only chance of learning the lessons and choosing something better for their lives. And there are times where consequences are very painful, which can be the only catalyst for real change at times. And not everyone will make that choice. And that should be met with natural consequences. We need to encourage and support builders and entrepreneurs to reduce regulation so we can add housing supply, creating jobs, and provide a market which helps recruitment and stabilize pricing and brings high-paying jobs to the city. No more waiting on studies and all this stuff. With low housing supply is one of the highest priorities for the council. When you hear council members look to propose fines on brave developers that are looking to increase our supply and add rental registries and rent caps, when those strategies are proven to not work. You just have to Google, has this been done before? It doesn't work. Thank you.
Time's up, sorry. Thank you.
We found a parking spot about a block away from the pub, and while walking to it, we were shocked to encounter a junkie doing drugs on the sidewalk in broad daylight. I hurried my wife past, and we continued to the pub, which was nice, and the people were friendly. We had heard about such things happening in large cities, but we had never witnessed anything like that, and certainly didn't expect to encounter it at a pretty little town in Maine.
We created a place called the Florence House. That place is run now by Pebble Street. That place is nothing but a drug-infected area. Drug trafficking goes in and out of there like crazy.
This is my 5th summer working for Parks and Rec, and I can say with certainty that every passing summer I've witnessed more problems than the last. We've seen more 911 calls, more public intoxication incidents, more needles found in the park and in the pools. Last week I was working on opening up Dakin Pool by Broadway Park, and I was trimming weeds around the fence. I was in the park area right between the pool and the basketball court, and my main concern was stepping on needles because that's where we find them every single year. This is in a public park, a public pool where kids go on their own without parents to have fun in the summer.
We had seen the public library on a list of attractions and it looked quite beautiful, so we decided to check it out. Upon arrival, we realized that it had become a homeless encampment, so we gave up and just went back to the inn feeling quite disgusted.
But I'm Andrew Laverdier. I am a candidate for the State House, Maine House of Representatives. Unfortunately, we have a system where Augusta and the state basically take your power away to deal with the homeless situation because the system requires people to be homeless. It's not about that, though. None of you care about what's going on. It's the system requires people to be homeless and drugged up. They have no power, none. Augusta is taking their power away.
Let's talk about some numbers. So $310,000 annually for the Downtown Ambassador Program, supposed to make people feel safe. Hasn't worked. The only time I've seen them, which is very rare, is they're standing on a corner congregating, looking at TikTok. That hasn't worked. It's a bunch of waste of money. But you're on the hook because you signed a 3-year lease for a 3-year agreement with them. Now we're paying up to $680 a day for the police to patrol downtown because it isn't safe. Your policies did that. I'm not sure how you managed to use ARPA funds for 2 positions. That should be a discussion in and of itself. A homeless response manager and a housing navigator. And these funds will end in December. Then the citizens are on the hook. Almost $120,000 to clean up Tent City. $120,000 for a warming center. You gave $2 million in ARPA funds to local NGOs. Why didn't they pony up? Why did the city have to pay $120,000 for a warming center? But Maybe it's because they got to pay their six-figure salary. $60,000 for needle cleanup because you refuse to at least do a one-for-one exchange. Your policies did this. The list goes on and on and on. In order to address the homeless problem, you need to address the drug problem. I'm empathetic to the issue of drug addiction, but you can't have recovery without accountability. You won't get rid of the drug dealers until the addiction problem is dealt with. You won't get rid of the addiction problem until you make people accountable. You can't make people accountable if you pay for their every need and enable them to continue to use. All I see is wasted money with no clear plan. Meanwhile, we're hearing a proposal of a 19% increase in our property taxes. Again, are you freaking kidding me? Come up with a concrete plan, not more wasted money. We're sick of this crap.